You could be driving, you pass somebody, and that person, they get angry. Say, oh, black, oh, you know, go back where you're coming from.
Like being black and who I am, it also is like I stand out. I'm the minority.
You should even not take that minority of words.
It's like,
that is a negative they say. So I don't even you going there, you think you're black. Go there as God, go there as a human, nothing else. It's meant, a white person always meant against our community, because as we don't use things meant of us, we use special physical things there. We come from a different background, home, we become immigrant here, we root community. Do you know our community, African community, we can't even form something. We have hate between our communities just to enjoy life, to bring our kids together. We can't do it.
you don't think we do that here?
No, but we are doing it, we're still fighting between among ourselves.
Welcome back to the Rubasha Family podcast. Dad, we're here for another episode, guys. Make sure on all platforms you like, share, subscribe to the Rubasha Family podcast. We are growing at an enormous rate, and we're happy to bring another conversation to you guys. So, Dad, before we get into everything, how does it feel to be back?
Yeah, it's good, and always we feel more excitement because always I've been keeping thinking this, keeping things growing. Keeping learning every day. So, and then when the time comes, so I want just to see if what I learn now I can use it now in a live podcast. And I'm feeling much better, and confidence is coming. So it's good.
Applying things that you're learning to the world. Yeah, it's good having these conversations. And I think it's very valuable. So first of all, I want to ask you this question. I want to get straight into it. Yeah?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so my first question to you, and this is what this episode can be about, and we can kind of explore, just be here and we go, take off. Does racism exist?
Yes, it does. But again, so racism normally, it comes from something else, which is bigger. It just comes from hate. So normally there is hate. And then racism, it comes as another form. But so we don't say this is people hate. So when we call that name racism, so now it become different. But deep down, it's the hate. Because sometimes every person you call racist, or is he hating you? So that is the question. And now it become, that's what I'm saying, racism, it become a word which sometimes it distract people.
Okay, yeah, because I want to go more about that. You know, I think it is a distraction, but so you think it exists? Because I remember, you know, you've been talking a little bit.
Yes.
Is it something within the mind, or it's something that we experience?
So now I discovered now there is a racism outside in you, and then also the racism you carry in you. So that is why racism can't go away, because the racism you carry away. So I'm going to give you a story and it's my experience. So what I say here is my experience, and then I try to bring it back. So been here for 22 years. And always in Australia, when we came a long time ago, and everybody talked to you, oh, this country is racist, there's everything there, and then you believe it. And now everything you see in the news, you see it's anti-racism. And then it become in your mind. And then you say, this country is racist. And you continue to be like that, think it's racist. And then you see there's liberal, they don't like immigrant, and then the labor, they for, you know. And then when you are voting, always you have to go for Labour, because you know the other people, they are racist, you see, even though those kind of things there. So now all my years I've been carrying away racist issues. And then, but later now when I started learning this mind is where I went back to look, and I found there is also racism I carry myself in, which even you haven't experienced racism directed to you, but your mind walking on the street, you feel there is racism. So there's two. There's one outside, there's people, we can't see it also is in their mind. And then also there's the one you carry yourself when it's in your mind. So there's two. Now, when now start looking now your life, and you see you have never faced racism, but in your mind is there. Say, for example, I used to walk on the street and somebody look at me, or somebody look at me different, fun, sometimes even learn language or something there, and then somebody behave differently because he's white. Straight away, you call him, your mind you call him racist.
But like what? Like they just looked at you different or said something?
Yes, somebody could look differently, could say something, a question or something's there, or a word which then you say, okay, this person, this is racist. But because it's what you think in your mind it is. Maybe it wasn't. See? Because it's in your mind. And you walk on the street, you go to walk like in the club, and the people start looking at you, staring, you say, oh, these people, this is the racist. Look at the way they look at me. See? That is your mind. That is your mind is telling you, these people, they are racist. So you don't know. You can't prove it that they are. Yeah. No one tells you anything. But because the way they look, or because the way they behavior, and because they're different color, you call them racist. You see, even yourself, you're telling other people that it is, that's how it is. It's in our mind.
So you think some people, it's like also a conditioning. So the environment maybe they see, or people have told them, oh, people are racist. Then you think that becomes their experience.
Yes, become experience. And then you can see another thing now I discover now in Australia. There is no way, and there's nothing is going to change in minds. For example, when even we talk, let's we go back again and we talk racism. So like now, if you talk racism here, history, most is just before the white and Aboriginal. So what the white did is that what they create racism. So there is no way in the mind of an Aboriginal. There's nothing a white is going to do or to make him to remove that mind, because the condition, the history, it was there. It's going to be hard. Even you could give them education, you could give anything, but it's hard to remove in their mind because the pain is still there. Every condition is still there. Even now they try to do things, something like that. You see, that is the history of this country. So always the basic, the racism we do is particular for Aboriginal and the white, because the history. Now, there's other immigrant who came. There is all sort of community who came, and also there's other racism. So now, as a black person, which racism do you face? Is it against majority white, or is it against another minorities?
That's a good question.
Yes, that is a good question. Yeah. Because they could be said, in Australia, there's a lot of communities.
Greeks, Italian.
Yes, Greek, Italian, Chinese,
Croatian.
Or we could call them Eastern European, and then Asians, So how they relate, and even Islanders, how they related to the black. How a Chinese see a black person. So how a white see the black person. So which racism? You see, a Chinese, they have to complain racism against to the white. But they do racism against the black? Maybe. Arabs, can you make racism against the black? Can you hate the black people? So those are things now we recover as we grow. Yes, so because you could think this country is racist, but who is racist?
So you're telling me you've never experienced like any form of racism, whether someone's maybe said something like...
Yes, that's the question.
Have you?
Because somebody says something, does that mean it's a racist?
Yes, okay, yes. What about if
it's a bully? A child, somebody who's bullying, he's going to bully anyone. But because you are colored, when he bullies you, like you couldn't be a white person, he thinks it's normal. But to you, it becomes racist.
But what about if he calls me like, you black piece of shit?
Or something? But that's not racist. Do you know, you could meet a nice person who's racist, hate you in his mind, and he say, oh, nice words, everything there. How you go to think is okay.
You know,
this is in mind.
You know what? When you say that, it's like, now that I've matured, I would rather the person who comes and tells me I'm a black piece of shit, or I would rather you come and tell me that than someone else who will just come and maybe in their mind, at least I know where to place you. Okay, bet you've showed me who you are.
Let me tell you something. There is no a person, especially when you say like, because for me, especially the job I do, you see like those white, nice, there's no one is going to say that word to you. The people who say on the street, they are either junk people or drunk people. They are those laugh people. They're the one who say use, blackie or something. But you're not going to find a professional person who's going to call you a name. No one.
They just may do it differently.
Yes, they would do it differently. They could be racist in my mind. But we see those ones who maybe they are drunk, they do something there, and they say it, and then we take that basis as racist.
Or you see,
because that person is a bully, or is a drunk, or is a, those people, they don't even care about the police or anything. And also there's some other scenario, and that scenario go to happening. You could be driving, you pass somebody, or you do something there, and that person, you get angry, say, black, or fuck you, go back where you're coming from. You see, it could be the action, that scenario it happened. If that scenario didn't happen, he could not call you that word, So there could be action which makes someone tell a word which is going to hate you. But does it mean that person, he hate black people?
Yeah.
No.
So that's an interesting thing with racism is in the mind. So, okay, I'll give you an example. Let's say when I was in Sweden. So I'd be in Sweden, is this racism? So, the trains, because I'd be from Denmark and come to Sweden, right? So every time me and Sajad, another African American, out of all the people, they come and they tell us to search our bags out of everyone else. They think maybe we have something. It happened quite a few times. Is that racism? Why are they just stopping me?
Yes, yes, that is what he does. And it's not even just, it's just the way now they do. You see, if they're black, is that distraction. So that they're distracting every person. You are different color. You walking in the train, you airport, you have a bag. And then you remember also we are target. So always you will be target. You will sit in the train nicely. Even those people who do ticket, they will come to you first before they go to the white. Is it because they don't hate black people, but is it because
we're target?
You are target. And then always when you are target, we are vulnerable, and always they found also always that mistakes. So that is another issue, because the most majority they stop, you found there is some things wrong.
So we are target. Why are we a target? Is that so? That's racism.
Yes, it is. So it's a form of racism. It's of course we have to call it racism, but it's how they put us down. Yes, it's just they put us down. It's just they say, as I say, always when they see you, it's negative to a black person. But now that we're going to think how we're going to change this, because for me, when I keep saying that, you'll be going everything to do. You see a black, even you.
Hey, I have fantastic news for you. The Rubasha Family podcast is proud to announce that we have partnered with WorldRemit. Now, as a diaspora family, African Australian, we have our loved ones back home. We want to feel connected with our people, whether we're sending money back home to create our family legacy, building generational wealth, or we're connecting with our loved ones, birthday parties, whatever the situations is. We always want efficient and effective ways for us to be able to send money directly, straight away, for the people that we love or the projects that we're funding. So we have some fantastic news for you. For the link in the description, it's going to sign you up with WorldRemit. And not only that, even better news, guys, watch this. Once you send over $100, you will have $15 put into your WorldRemit account immediately. So make sure when you click the link in the description, it's going to take you to sign up with WorldRemit. Not only that, it's going to ask you to use a referral code. You punch in that referral code, and that will give you $15 as soon as you send over 100. Now back to the video. So I think we've hit some very good topics here, and something that you said. So you said racism is more of a mental construct and it's a distraction. And I think it's so true. It is a big distraction because, for example, those incidences that would happen, me and Sajad, we would spend mental energy talking about it, just to, not too much, but man, these people, they do this, but that's the greatest distraction that they could use. And I think again, racism is more of a mental construct. It doesn't exist, but you know what does exist and what they did very well? There's something called white supremacy. So I think there's talk about the difference between white supremacy and racism, because it's like, if we can get them to think, we put it in the media, you're treated badly as a black person, maybe they won't come and apply for that job. Maybe they won't go and come to this,
Yes.
What do you think?
It's a tool they use. Yeah, it's a powerful tool they use. So that's how it does. And then you see, all the times when they use it or something, they use it. So the most majority, we get angry, the violence come in there, and everything keep coming there. So, and you see, always in America is where it happened much, because in America, everything small, it become big. So that is why it been happening all the times. And that how you can see, it keep spreading now everywhere. It keeps spreading everywhere in Europe because they keep showing it. So if you keep anything, you keep talking about it, you're marketing it. Yes. The media, they like to marketing it because why? Everything somebody has to profit from it. The media, they're the one who profit if anything's racism happening, especially in America. So that is the marketing. So that's how it becomes in ourselves. So that's why I can give an example. I was watching another episode in America, the way they do that. When you sit in Australia, you are watching TV and you are black, and you straight away your mind, what does it create? The hate. And you start hating somebody who is there who hasn't done anything to you. And you go to generalize everyone there. So that way you're walking, you think these people hate people because of what you watch in the TV. But what you see in your day life, nothing's mentioned about it. And the other question used to come when we came to Australia. And I was wondering, everybody used to keep asking, do you face racism?
People would ask you that.
Yes.
Who, like black people, white people?
No, white people that time. Or like you see when you go to play to the games or to school, or do you face racism? And I was wondering, people keep asking the question, because no, even if at that time even I could face it, I couldn't even know it was racist. You see, I couldn't even not care even race, because anyway, everything you apply, it was normal, school, everything there. So now, why people keep telling you that? So that's why I wonder, is it that person a racist, or is it hate black people? So now that's why I realize the way now when you start getting working now. So when you are working, most labor jobs is more immigrant. So how immigrant now, we did each other's. See, even them, other communities, just they put black, our Africans down. So now, what do we call them? Can we call them between racist between minority? And yes, it is there. It's the hate toward the other minority and the things there. But as when we look the majority, the white one. But we don't look the other minority against us. Even you could see when we were playing the soccer, the kids playing soccer, the game, everything's there. For me, I could see there's a bit racism, because when they found this Eastern European, they put their own things there. See, all those small things there is there, but it's just mental. You can't, sometimes you can't prove it.
Yeah, and I just think, like you said, they market racism.
Yes, it's marketing tools, and then is distracting us, is distracting people. People leave their jobs because somebody, he could feel he doesn't like you working there, and then he used that word, and then he say it, and then you react. And then when you react, you see something there. That is the tool they keep using it. And the people who use it, they are smart one. And that is why the one who say it is the one who doesn't hate anyone, who doesn't even have hate in their heart. But they can use that word to distract you. You know?
It's so true.
Yes, somebody could ask you a silly question when you're doing job. You feel, wow. You should feel distracted. You start thinking that you know? And it's just a word. To see, when we hate each other between ourselves, when we do evil between ourselves, so everybody think that is okay. No one even could say it. See, if a black person kill another black person, so that's okay. Especially in the US, you see, no one cares.
It's not
about
marketed.
It's no marketing.
They don't talk about it.
Yeah, they don't talk about it. Mm-hmm. It's a tool, but how can we make it now is it's negative. How can us make it positive our side? Yes, how can make it positive? How can not continue to allow to marketing it? Because you go more we marketing it, it's more we growing. More you keep telling people in their eyes, there is more growing. Because those people who say they're not going to stop, they don't even care. But how that person who received it, he's going to make it in a positive way until that person he see is not affecting you, it's going to stop. Mm-hmm. Yes, there is no other way. So we have to feel another way to fight it, but positive way. Who's the people who's going to fight it? It's us. The one who feel it, who's going to feel it. The person who's go to the job, the person who are walking on the street. But you see that not the problem. They're the one who want to fight the racism, but they can't face it. They can't know how the feelings. You see, mm-hmm. How they go to fight racism, and even they're the one who created it. So the people who should fight racism, it's us, majority. Yeah, because you go to stop people not coming to this.
Your hand keeps coming.
You go to stop people not coming to the stadium. You go to stop people not coming to those things there. But why? Why they keep doing it? Why new kids growing up just putting there? So that's why now when as we think, use our mind, is where you stop it, is where you feel, no, this is my country like anyone else. There is no racism anymore. You remove it in your mind first. So the racism may watch on TV, just we have to remove it in our mind. That is the first one. Me, I remove it, everything. The way I used to walk the places, look people around who see me. Now I walk, I don't care. Because I feel I'm God. Mm-hmm. I feel myself. I build confidence in myself in. Somebody, I talk to somebody I want to talk to. Somebody I don't feel talk to, I don't talk to. I go, I sit my place by myself. I don't walk again, look around, think there, or what these people say, or look things there. No.
Yes. And even when you walk in that spirit, like you're saying that you're a God, you don't even see yourself as black. No. You see yourself as a spirit, as you know, and everyone else is connected.
Yes, everyone is connected. And the place you live in, this is your country like anyone else if you live here. See? So this, you don't need to be fear. That fear to be outside, it's in you. What do you feel? Oh, they call me second class citizen. It's you who call yourself that. But if you don't accept it and you don't feel it in your mind, man, it make a difference. Me, I just remove it completely. And I could see, I don't see racism anymore. The way I used to see it before. Yes, because it's everywhere between communities. It could be minority against minority. It could be black against black. It's just the hate.
On this path of life that I'm on right now, I'm always thinking about the future. I'm always thinking about my financial future. How can I make important moves now that are going to impact me when I'm older? This video is sponsored by Rise. Every time you get an income, you can set weekly, monthly, daily investment goals. You can put aside money while you're growing and seeking the best future for yourself. For me, what I do is every week I have an amount and it puts the money into the stock market. It's all about compounded interest. The actions and the things that you do today are impacting your future. So for me to continually having that compounding interest of money being put away into the stock market, by the time I'm 30, 40, 50 years old, that amount is generational wealth. That is the power of compounded interest. It's always important to think about your future, always important to think about tomorrow and 20 to 30, 40 years from now. What Rise has done with the Rubasha Family podcast, they're going to give you $5 once you sign up with the Rise app and you're approved. You can start your financial journey today. None of this is financial advice. Hit the link in the description, get $5 into your account once you're approved, and get started on your investment journey today. It's true. And I think, like, you know, again, the biggest thing they could do is like, it keeps your mind focused away from the important things in your life. You know, I remember even when COVID happened, and yes, that thing that happened in America, it was not nice to see on the news and everything. But I think, even myself included, we spent too much time on that instead of, okay, how do we work on solutions? How can we love people better? Love is the answer to everything. So when I go out my interactions, I'm gonna just face everyone with love. But I guess you learn that later. But you say it's the conditioning of, and it's such a huge distraction. Even let's say we talk about football matches. Like you said, when someone's racially abused, they talk about it so much. What about if they just didn't talk about it? And you racially abuse me, I just go on. So you're saying it's more of, because now maybe that little boy who's watching TV, maybe I don't want to be playing there. Am I going to be? So now it's a great tool. Let's market.
Yes. So that way now, after learning this, so like especially those players, professional things there, I don't know, maybe they do to tell them that experience. So because they've been watching TV, they've been watching these things there. So you go to play in Europe, you go to put in your mind, what happens if I'm going to face this? How I'm going to maintain my cooling? How I'm going to make sure I'm going to play? Because that thing, if it comes, how I'm going to handle it? See, that is the key. So they should teach the minority how they go to handle it. Yes. And then, so the authorities, so they can handle the outside one. But how do you go to handle yourself in the field, in the training, in the workplace, yourself, how you go to handle it, how you go to think about it, how you go to make it that thing's positive way, it doesn't distract you. So that is the key. Because for me, it changed in me. I removed myself racism. I have freedom which was in mine, but I can't control the racism outside. See, that's what they should be teaching. That everyone should be start thinking. So remove racism in your mind first, and you see it's come out. And the way you do that, to know you are God, to know your mind is everything, to know where you are.
And who you are.
This is your place. This is your land like anyone else. You don't need anyone ask a different question, because this is your place. And when you feel that, it's in you. It stops everything.
You become, even with like the players who, let's say, they're racially abused. Like you said, when you know the power that you have and who you are, you actually see that as a positive thing. They're just doing it to they might not even be racist. They're just doing it to distract me. They're doing it even jealousy.
Yes, or could be that. But as I say, they have to fight it both ways. But for me, I could see the way it's growing is because we don't fight it rightly.
So how should we fight it?
First, we need to remove in our mind
that
first.
It exists.
Yes. That our mind, the one who go to feel to face it, we have to take it in from your mind. How is it going to distract your job? How is it going to distract your performance? See, you're a professional person and somebody keep distracting you. How are we going to handle it? We have to question, we have to learn how to handle it. Is it quitting the job, or is it thinking the way you can deal with that person? I don't know, maybe they do. But if they do, it's good to stop. But it had to be stopping from first in ourselves.
Stop it from within.
Yeah, stop from within. We stop from within, everything changed. And that's why I say it's going to be hard even when we generalize it. It had to come individual. Because when you generalize it, it doesn't work. It will never work when you generalize it. You're not going to find people in the stadium who's going to stop to chant something like that. No way. It had to come with everyone individual.
So if someone has personally experienced racism, which I'm sure many people have, how do they get past the past? Maybe because now you may hold that pain into your future endeavors or whoever you meet next. Like, how do they...
So everything you face negative. So it's not only racism. The people who still have their past, their death, their wars, the everything's there. So racism is not different with other pasts we face. No, it's similar. So that, as I say, the way it become big is because the media marketing it. But we face more traumas in our mind than racism. Yes, there are many, but because they're marketing it, or the media, or everything there, that's why it keep becoming big. But it's the smallest things when you start thinking with the mind. It's the smallest things which come to you when you start using your mind. You found somebody calls it is the smallest things. When you know you are God, when you know your power is in your mind, when you know your presence of God is in you, you handle it easily. Yes.
You smile.
Yes, you smile. And also you think about it. You look the person who's saying it. You look the reason somebody who's saying it. See, now most people, they just using it in some different form of ways to get compensation, to get all those kind of things there.
Maybe to get you to react.
Yes, to get you to react, to get everything there. But even them, the people who does it, the way they come to change it, it's just to change their mind. It's just to know, me, I'm God. I'm God to say this person. Why do I need to say this word? Why do you not think there? But you see, if he does it and doesn't distract you, he doesn't do the thing there, he's not going to say it the next day.
And even when you look, for example, let's go back to America, and you saw slavery, what black people have gone through. But to still see, no matter what black people have gone through, they succeed in everything, overcome everything. You have people like Martin Luther King, these amazing athletes, these amazing people out in the world, like in America, like even coming to Australia. When we came to Australia, when they see a black person, the first self-image they think of is America, because of how they've succeeded, how they've taken over in every little industry a black person enters. They overcome all the adversity. So it's like, we know the power that we have and we use that power, but are we still, do you think we're letting racism still hold us back at sometimes? Because in everything we succeed.
Yeah, so now for some people, the racism is still hold them up. And then again, so that is the history. And that's why I say, again, everything's our mind is God. And everything comes from somebody's mind. Everything. There's nothing this world started without coming from somebody's mind. Somebody, that times, he created in his mind racism, slavery. And he made it, but it was just more economically and financially. And he created it, and then he put other people's mind, and then they use it, and then they build it. But again, because you remember, they are God's mind. So what they thought it was going to be, also it became different, because those people suffered. Those people get harder time in their life. But that's where now, when you see in the Bible, that how those parents, that great-grandparents, they sacrifice. That is sacrifice for their children. They'll be chaining, they'll be doing things there, but they were building strong immunity. They were building the mental toughness. But that's called people have the what do you call it? The what I say again? It's so they did our children to build it to be where they are. See, Abraham went to give his son what called it? To the sacrifice. Yes, that those people, they sacrificed their life to build America how it is now. to build this athletic, to build this skill, to build this, all this performance, everything there. It's the sacrifice for the parents.
The great aunties. They went through so much, and they still overcame.
They still overcame because it's mind, because your mind is God. Yes, those slavery to fight to be where they are now, it was a mind.
The president of the United States even became a black man.
Yes, but again, that is me nothing. But the things which is most important is each individual to put his mind, to feel it's good. You see, when you are learning this, I'm learning about mind. All those preachers, they're American. Reverend Ike, I was listening it. He was a reverend. In that time, he was a black person who teaching people's mind to believe they are powerful in their mind. So that is the war they built. That is sacrifice they made it, and they keep doing it, and they keep doing it. See, always there's got to be war between minds. Yes. You see, where the war start, the war doesn't start between black and white. The war started in the family.
Hey, I got a question for you. Are you smart? Are you a visionary? Well, the fact that you are watching this podcast is a good thing. I got something to tell you. I know time is the most valuable asset, so I'm going to get straight to the point. Here at the Rubasha Family podcast, we've been focused on consistent output, getting amazing and quality content out to the people who come and support. How can we add value to people's lives? Now, you could be a small business owner or entrepreneur who wants to be able to expand your visibility, get your product or service in front of as many people as possible. The day and age that we're in, social media, podcasts, the fact that they're growing so much on YouTube. YouTube is allocating more budget into the podcast section in media. Why can't you be smart? Why can't you get ahead of the competitors and put your advertisements, put your visibility, your brand in front of as many people as possible? You could actually be one of the ones who is really smart in order to take advantage of this opportunity and put your ads in one of our videos at our lower prices as they are now compared to what they will be as our audience continues to grow and expand as much as we're consistent. So if you're really interested in having an advertisement space or brand visibility at the Rubasha Family podcast, link is in the description. Send us an email and let's talk. Back to the video.
Yes, the war of mind starts in the family.
Families.
Yes. That is why we found we were equal. He thinks that somebody may hate you, but it's not going to feel anything. Do you know, both we are victim. The person who hates you, even the person he hates. If he abuses you, he go to see you in his mind all his life.
It's true.
So he become a victim. Somebody on the street abuse you, he goes home, he go to feel question on his mind. Why did I call this person? Why did you think that? He's going to tell everyone how his day did. Oh man, I made this black people, I tell them off everything there. You see, you plant his mind, he's going to sleep. In a dream, he's going to see you. And then even you, when you're sleeping where you are, you go to see him telling you something like this. That's how everything's mind. That's how our mind is everything. Our mind captured everything's happening in your day. Or both, we are victims.
But both is also a victim because even if he may on the surface not feel bad about what he said to you, maybe he felt proud about it, he felt happy, but the way it's also a reflection of the way he treats himself. So in another form, he's still going to be abusing himself.
Yes, but you see, that's why again I come to you. Don't worry about him. You yourself.
How do you take it?
Yeah, how you take it. So that is the problem. You take it in positive way. You go to change everything. And you take it in positive way, no one else is going to do it to you. Yes, when you walk in a positive way, when you walk in a positive mind, when you walk, everything, you feel here, you are here because somebody, God put you here, and your mind is put you here. No one is going to tell you anything to distract you. Yes, we distract ourselves until we know we are God.
Yeah,
the life change. If my life change every day, I test it. I test to see if people how to go to react to me, but it's because how I feel to react to them first. Yes, don't give somebody a chance to react differently, to react negatively toward you. Yes, and if there is conflict, if some things happening, if there is incident happening, that is the trigger. So you have to think twice before you react. And who's going to tell you what to do? Your mind. Your mind is going to correct you. Your mind is going to give you the right answer. There's no way we are going to do the other things, because it's you how you go to take somebody's word. And the reason I'm saying is distracting. There is many kids, especially in Americas, many people who went in trouble because somebody say a word. You hit somebody because somebody say, oh, black. You hit somebody because they say nigger, and you hit them, you damage their teeth, you go to court, you go all those things there. Just the distraction, I'm saying it. It's mental. See, a white person use always mental against our community. Because as we don't think mental first, we use especially physical things there. Until we learn that, until we know the power of mind is so powerful. It's so powerful. There's nothing else we go to continue to be in trouble.
Especially like when you give that your energy and time, it's like you make it your God. You know, you make it your God when now you're thinking about how we're treated poorly, this and this has happened. You know, for me, I also see it when I'm like being black and who I am. It also is like I stand out. It gives me an advantage. I know when I go somewhere, if I'm the minority, it's great for me because I know it's just gonna make me stand out.
You shouldn't even not take that. Minority of what?
No, what I mean is like
that is a negative they say.
No, what I mean is if I go somewhere and I'm the only black person, let's say, instead of thinking like this is maybe they're racist to me or I'm the only black person here, like, oh, yo.
So I don't even you going there, you think you're black. Yes. Go there as God. Go there as a human. Nothing else. Go there as a mind person. That is where you change everything. Goes there as your own history or your own things there to tell them. But you go there as God. You go there as mind, as equally like anything else. That's how they change his mind. That's how the mind tells you you are powerful and similar like anyone, because our mind is so connected. Yes. If our mind is so connected, yes, that's why you found people they attract, everything there, because you are connected. But it's how you handle your mind. Where you go, it's your place. Where you go, it's you. It's your God. It's everything. It's the way you want it, not the way the other way around.
Yeah, I think this has been a good conversation to have, to talk about, like, you know, because it's something I think, like you said, it holds some people back. Some others, I don't know how they feel about it, but it's like these are important conversations to have because there's much bigger things than racism, much more bigger things. I think not only the way we treat each other, but it's just like, yo, how can we just create big things instead of complaining or crying? Let's create.
So like for me, I could even give an example of always I took experience what I face always. Like we come from a different background, home, we become immigrant here, we root community. Do you know our community, African community, we can't even form something. We have hate between our communities. We meet here. We are black, we same country, but to form a community, just to enjoy life, to bring our kids together, we can't do it.
You don't think we do that here?
No, but we are doing it, we're still fighting among ourselves. See, like our community, we have like 2 or 3 community and we are the same people. You found Nigeria, they have 3 or 4. You know, all those things there. We never become one. And when people fighting us, they fight as one person. You see, now these days they don't call the Sudanese, they call Sudanese. They don't call them Africans. They are Sudanese. It's like a part of the African.
Yeah, but it's just like the same way you have Croatian and Danish. You don't call them European. You say that's Croatian, that's Danish. That's
yeah,
French.
but as most they call us Africans, so that I would say is. But that I would say, you see, remember the community for ourselves. We don't love each other. We don't do things to get ourselves. Who's going to respect you? No one. Africans, we need first. We learn, love yourself, and then you go to love your others, your community around.
Love the brother,
Yes.
love your neighbor, like
Yes,
you love
yes.
yourself.
If we came from all the way Africa, we come here, and then we can become a friends. So what do you think? People they go to like us? No. See, it's the way we call ourselves. See?
We need to stick together.
Yes, we learn. We have to learn to stick together in our community. We have to learn to protect ourselves in the community. And then also other people, they go to do it the same way.
You said something as well, like when you're on the street and you see like a black, you said like usually black women, they don't.
So see, like now, when you see a black person now, I get excited just to say hello to the person because on the street. But you see now that I realize, no, because they're black, if you don't know person, you don't need to go to talk to them because they're black. You see, that is just another thinking. Maybe I could call it racist or whatever I could keep, the excitement.
Hey guys, I know you're enjoying this video. Let me quickly tell you about this product that we have. It's a cling wrap, foil, and baking paper organizer. It will organize your drawer. If you're anything like me, you have that drawer in the kitchen that, you open and it's just like so messy. It has like a foil box and, all of that messy stuff. This product will put everything in one. You can slide your products in and really easy to access, easy to use, easy to cut. Get it, link in the video.
Yeah, because even me, like, even when I was in Europe or everywhere, every time I see a black person, like, I say what's up, or even here, usually like you'll see a guy, black man, they'll say hi. Here, I noticed in Australia, like the black women, they kind of, sometimes they don't even look at you.
Yeah, for me, even the men, because if I go for walk and I look person and then look in the eyes, the things there, so
they don't look at you.
Yes, we lose that energy to things there. And I don't know why. Because for me, maybe because I'm old, when I see them, I try to tell somebody there, and then somebody look at you, and then you continue. So I wonder, so if they are black, you just continue going. It doesn't mean because they're black, you have to say it to them.
Yeah, even they look at it, just because you're black, I don't have to say hi. Not every white person goes says. I don't know. I just do that.
For me, I thought because maybe minority, they should be interact more. Excuse me, but I realize no, we don't interact easily now much more. Even if I have clients in the Africans these days, I have to wait them until they open up. But always I try to open up, and then you see if they don't respond. So now I know I'm matured now. So I used to wonder, why is that? But yeah, because you are black, you don't need to go to somebody because this is the color. It's there again. It's the mind.
Yeah, mind. Yeah, anyway, Dad, I think that was a great episode. Does racism exist?
Yeah, as I say, it's hate. Hate exists. Yes, hate exists. But you see, the problem is if we hate between the same people, the same thing is okay, it's normal. No. But this one, racism, this one we say on the television every time is there, for me, it's just distraction. We have to learn how to deal with it as our own people. But because of our history, the way he created everything there, it continues to remain in our mind. But how go to turn it positive in our day life? How do we make it positive? How do we make it doesn't distract us? So guys, use your mind. our mind is going to protect us. Remove your thinking before, because it's what you carry in your mind. And if you remove it, then the life changes. You see it differently. What you can't control outside, so we can't control it. But what you can control in ourselves, that is the key. That is the winner.
Just operating out of love. You know, like you said, when you know what you have within and who you are, you see that greatness and you see that goodness in other people. Even if someone abuses me, I still see you as a God. I still see you as a child of God.
Sometimes even it's hard somebody to abuse you when you have that thing there. All that is going to abuse you is going to be triggered by something. There's something that is going to happen. But if you go positive, if you feel everything there, the energy, the way you walk, you feel that comfort. You feel that everybody sees you different. The respect comes there, and energy comes there. Sometimes we have to act because life, it doesn't make easier to anyone else. As I say, these Americans, they sacrifice. They fight war. They be strong for many years, and they keep fighting. And that's how life is. Life is keep fighting. It's just to experience the good and the evil. And then the life goes on. No matter what happenings, life goes on. Everybody will suffer the same.
We all do.
Everybody suffer the same. If you get older, you can get dementia as a white or the black. It doesn't know anything. We could get mental sickness. We can get wherever we go down similar. Because that is the power of God in heaven. But what we control in ourselves, it has to be the key. Our mind is going to be the answer for everything.
I think that's a great way to end off the episode. Guys, thank you for watching the Rubasha Family podcast. It's been a pleasure to have these conversations, and we'll keep them coming. Thank you guys, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Cheers.